Welcome to Situationships with Sophie and Christine from BBC Sounds. I'm author Sophie Gravia, known for my best-selling spicy books.
I'm Christine McGuinness, model, author and TV personality.
Each week we're going to help you navigate through the toughest, most outrageous
and downright weird scenarios that life can serve up. From awkward situations in the bedroom to swallow me whole moments on dates, at work or with your mates.
Whatever your dilemma,
our podcast has got you covered.
Welcome to Situationships with me, Sophie Gravia.
And me, Christine McGuinness. Here's a little teaser of the tasty topics coming up.
I don't want any drama. I like the drama drops to be in situationships. Yeah. I do not like drama dropping in my life.
Please do not make out that we've done anything that we absolutely have not. Like, I'm not okay with it.
And do they do the doing with anyone else?
No.
So they just live life, a sexless life?
Yeah.
There is only one person I'm referring to as daddy, and it is not my dad.
No, I still don't agree with that, honestly.
Welcome to Situationships with me, Sophie Gravia.
And me, Christine McGuinness, where on this pod, anything goes. This is your safe space for us to share all.
We want all your dilemmas. We want you to contact us through our Hot Mess hotline and basically share all your dilemmas, all your problems, anything that's going on in people's lives. We want to hear the chat.
We do, we definitely do. And you can WhatsApp us on 08000 224448.
Or you can email us at situationships@bbc.co.uk.
Now, before we carry on, I must say very quickly that we're not actually experts, although kind of, you know. So we'll be sharing our stories and we'll be trying to help and guide you with your relationship dilemmas as well.
Yes.
We are kicking off this episode with our first drama drop, where we discuss all of the topics that are hitting the socials this week. Drama drop.
So we're going to start with Justin Bieber's Instagram. There's been speculation throughout his full career, and especially with his relationship. He's obviously married to Hailey Bieber, and they have hardcore fans. They are totally delving way into their relationship, and he's put on Instagram quite a cryptic post. So he has said he's tired of transactional relationships. If I have to do something to be loved, that's not love. And obviously everyone is assuming straight away he's aiming it to wife Hailey.
Yeah, I think that's where cryptic posts are quite dangerous, I think, sometimes. I know it's hard when you're holding stuff in and it's tempting to just go on there and put like a song that might have a hidden message that one person might know what you mean.
Yes.
But you're not really addressing how you feel, and that's where it leads to stories spinning out of control and we don't really know who or what he was referring to.
Yeah.
But I've got to say, I agree. I don't like the, oh, well, if I do this, can you do this?
Yeah. It's you're looking for something in return in that way. So if I tidy up your house, then maybe you'll come home and have sex with me that night.
Yeah, no, it doesn't work like that, darling.
No. But yeah. So yeah, I think though transactional relationships are very common, how many people do you know that are married for the sake of not wanting to get out of marriage, or they've got a nice house and they're settled, they've got kids, so the idea it actually
they just think this is easier. I think there is also just on a smaller level in almost every relationship at some point, especially if you're parents, you're going to say to your partner, oh, I really want a weekend away with the girls or on a spa break, is there any way you can have the kids this weekend? And then the other half will go, oh yeah, okay then, well, do you mind if I go and play golf? If I have them this weekend, do you have them that weekend? I think that kind of transaction is nice to help each other out and give each other space and time. It's when it's things like, oh, I'll get you a nice handbag if you no. All right, thanks.
Tempting, but no. Yeah.
I think what I look for now in a relationship is completely different to what I wanted when I was younger. When I was younger, I wanted that family. I couldn't wait to be a mum. I wanted to get married, and I wanted that home, the safety, the security of just knowing that we were a team and we were a family. I really, really wanted that. And now my situation's completely different because I've had my children. So it's not like if I meet someone, I'm looking at them thinking, oh, these going to be a good parent, because I don't want that and I don't need that. So I suppose now I want someone for me, just for me. So it needs to be someone that I know I'm gonna have a good time with, whether we're sat on a park bench in the winter just chilling, having a laugh, or if we're on holiday where we're in the same place for a week, we're not going to annoy each other. It's more definitely for me now, and I don't want the whole, I just want someone fun and someone really positive and someone, that's great, that's lovely, and someone funny and everything, but I don't need an entertainer. I've got 3 kids. I actually need someone who's going to bring me calm. I'm an empath as well. So if I spend too much time with someone who is having a difficult time, I know that I'm going to really, really feel that. And I'll be there to an extent. But again, it gets to the point where you just think, I'm not an actual therapist, believe it or not. So, we've got to think about ourselves too. But for me, calmness and patience. Good music.
Someone that's funny.
Do you like funny?
Or
I don't mind.
Funny gets funny.
It does. My ex-husband. He was a comedian when I met him. It is true. You can get laughed into bed.
Okay, it's time for our red flag radar.
Red flag radar.
So people have been getting in touch with their red flags, and we now have a red flag radar.
We do. I need this.
Yes, you do.
I definitely do.
And we've got a few red flags coming in. Okay, so let's read them and we'll discuss. Oh, this is a good one. Following OnlyFans accounts. Red flag?
Oh.
I'm going to say a massive red flag from me. Like, I just think, why do you need to do that?
Yeah, I'll red flag it. I've got so many questions. How do you know? Why have you been going through the phone? Have they openly told you?
I know, but like, do you not? Right, so I'm not up to date with the OnlyFans thing. But do you not follow them on like Instagram or something? Do you need to subscribe? Is that like a?
Oh, it's because on OnlyFans it is more exclusive content that yes you have to pay for, and it's usually a little bit more naughty.
Yeah.
So it's not the type of stuff that you would put on Instagram, you'd get banned.
Could you not just check who they're following on Instagram and then see that it's an OnlyFans account?
No.
Oh, right, okay, so I'm weird.
No.
So you wouldn't know? Oh, right, okay.
You wouldn't know. You don't know if your following someone on OnlyFans. But
I hate that.
Tell you wouldn't be. You definitely wouldn't be. But how do you know? Would you be okay with it if you was?
No. But then I feel different. Like, I feel like if they had to watch porn, like, I wouldn't really care. But really, it's the same. So
what's the difference then?
I think the difference is that you're paying for that individual person, and it's like, and you can message them.
Yeah.
You can have a conversation. I think that's the difference for me.
See, I don't really look for a lot. I'm not one of those women that like goes snooping and searching, so I wouldn't know if anyone I was dating was doing that.
Because I'm too busy to look, but as well, I don't want any drama. I like the drama drops to be in situationships. I do not like drama dropping in my life.
Definitely not. There's already too much.
Okay, so next one, he's over 40 but still with Snapchat. Now Christine loves a Snapchat. She's been posting Snapchats all morning.
Oh, do you know what? I've only just started using it. Like, literally. I've had it for ages because my children enjoy the bunny ears, the silly glasses, things like that. I use it more for just like day-to-day life, like quick snaps. That's what it is, just quick snaps. So I use it innocently. And like I said, it's quite new for me using it and I'm getting more used to it. But I remember when it first came about years ago, Snapchat was known more for being like a bit of a secret chat, like a conversation that or someone that you probably shouldn't be messaging. So if you do it on Snapchat, you know it's going to disappear. But I don't know how I'd feel if I was dating somebody and they
were on it. No, I think by a certain age.
We had another one, which I love this conversation.
Okay.
How important is intimacy in a relationship? if it doesn't exist, are you really just friends?
I would say yes. I think it's really important.
I do.
I'm like a cuddly person, like lying, cuddling, kissing, like I like that. I'm quite an intimate person, so if I don't want to do that, then you're my friend, and like, yeah.
Yeah, but kissing and cuddling is different. Like, it's actual sex, intimacy. I think it's really important. I do think it helps you connect.
I think it's not the be all and end all, but I think it is very important for a relationship, for a happy relationship.
What would you do if somebody like ticked 9 out of 10 boxes and the one that was missing was the intimacy just wasn't there, or the sex just wasn't as good?
Oh, it would be a problem. I mean, that's a conversation, isn't it?
Would you stay or would you go now?
I mean, I think there's ways, like, you could surely have a conversation about that and just say, right.
I would like to explore more in the bedroom. Yeah, give them a chance. Yeah. I think that's a really important thing, communication.
Yep.
Communication is just as important as sex. If you don't talk about what you like and what you enjoy, whether 100%. You want more, whether you want less, if you're not doing that and you're unhappy in the bedroom, I do think it's going to make you unhappy in the relationship if it is important to you. But I do know 2 or 3 couples that are in that relationship where they're not intimate and they are so happy. They're really, really happy. They have separate bedrooms and they're best friends, but that's how I see it. It's like they're best friends.
Yeah.
But they're really, really happy and they do enjoy spending time together, but they're just not bothered about doing the doing.
And do they do the doing with anyone else?
No.
So they just live life, a sexless life.
Yeah. But I think obviously women with our hormones, we're going to go up and down. There's going to be times in life where we don't want it at all, and there's going to be times where we're like, oh my God, I just need some kind of a release.
Yeah.
So, and it can change. I think it can change as your life changes.
Yeah.
And I don't know, maybe when we're a lot older, we might be happy with just a companion.
I hope not. I mean, I'm a nurse, and I feel as if that drive, especially for men, and I have looked after all ages, does not seem to disappear. So I'm hoping it's the same for women.
I agree. I find it really important. I do think it helps you connect, and I think
it's good for the blood pressure.
It helps me sleep. That's why I don't sleep anymore.
Oh, he's pals with his baby mama.
Oh, see, it's...
Is it a red flag? I don't think it is.
Yeah, how pally are we talking? Because obviously I still live with my ex-husband 3 years later.
I mean, I would say that's pretty pally.
Yeah, well, yeah, of course, yeah. But we are like in and out the house. I think it sounds a lot more worse than it is because
I think it's your jobs as well. Yeah, your jobs are so busy and they take you away a lot of the time. So it's not as if you're living 24 hours with that person.
Yeah. Would you be happy if they were to go on holiday together?
No.
No?
No, I don't think so.
So again, it's where to draw the line of friendship, because for me, if I was dating somebody with children, I would really respect and think, thank God, if they got on with the other parent, because they've got to communicate, they've got to pass the children from one place to another, they've got to text things that's going on with the children, of course. So I think that is actually a really, really positive, healthy, platonic relationship to have with an ex. But yeah, it's where you draw the line. What happens on Christmas Day? Are we all sitting together, or you know?
I remember being young and my mum and dad split up when I was 4, and every single year, this is so sad, I used to say my birthday every single year was for my mum and dad obviously to get back together, and they'd totally met new partners and it was never going to happen. But one year I had arranged Christmas for everyone to come at Christmas together, and it was the most awkward.
Obviously you told them that that's what you were going to do, and they both said
and my mum was like okay, fine. And my dad and his partner came, my mum and my stepdad were there. But I was buzzing. But see, when I look back now, it was like so frosty. But I was obviously in between just so happy because I was thinking, how can I set my mum and dad back up?
It must be really difficult. It must be difficult for the children, obviously, when they're adults and they understand it and they know everything. It must be hard when you're thinking about, do I go to mum's on Christmas Day or do I go to dad's? Because I was raised by a single parent, but because my dad wasn't involved at all, I never had to choose between them. I was with my mum for everything.
Yeah.
But I'm thinking now, I'm going to have to be friends with my ex-husband for a long time because my kids are staying with me for Christmas.
Yeah, 100%. I think as well, like, if you have Christmas morning when obviously Santa comes and then they go there in the evening or whatever, like, I think that's quite a nice setup as well.
Yeah, swap it over.
Yeah.
Or if I have them on Christmas, then he can have them on New Year.
Yeah.
Because then I can go and
You
celebrate.
can go out and party.
Something I haven't done, whereas he always did because he was working. He'd usually be working on New Year, so he'd get that celebration. Whereas I would be in bed before midnight. So it's one of the things that I think to myself, one year I am going to say, okay, you're going to be with your dad on New Year.
If a guy refers to his parents as mummy and daddy.
No. Oh my God, that's a red flag.
There is only one person I'm referring to as daddy, and it's not my dad.
No, I still don't agree with that. Honestly, I've been thinking about this all week. So how would you feel if you were being called mummy?
I know it's a bit weird because
just no.
I don't know if it was like mommy, right? And we'll Americanise it a wee bit. It's like,
oh, so you need to change the whole accent.
It's more like pornographic.
Oh my God! What, you only watch American porn? Sophie's spilling the stories again.
But yeah, no. I think with calling your mum and dad, it's like, again, it's like a baby voice. Mummy, daddy, it's just creepy.
Yeah, it's cringy, it's icky, it is a red flag. I wouldn't be okay with it.
Yeah.
No, definitely not.
Right, okay, so we're red flagging that one. Okay, our last red flag radar. I'll pick a good one. There's loads. Oh, diabetes. He just can't tell the truth.
Oh.
Yeah.
Obviously a red flag.
Massive red flag. I find there are so many people like that though, or they exaggerate everything.
Yeah, just someone quite dramatic over the top. Yeah,
so,
can't bear it.
Yeah, it's so annoying. It's like, that never happened, I was there.
Yeah.
Or they forget you were there and just try and tell you a story and you're like, that never happened. But
I think people do it from insecurity.
Yeah.
I think people will hype up stories or things that's happened throughout the day to make it sound more exciting or to create a conversation that's better than it actually is. And I couldn't be asked for it, but I kind of would feel sorry for them that they feel like they have to do that to create. You know, people just want to fill in the gap, so we'll just like talk shit.
Yeah.
I haven't got time for small talk.
No, just tell the truth. Like.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think in the dating world, there is loads of people that tell lies, or they'll be like, oh yeah, I mean, I could have done this. Or I feel like this, when I was dating, loads of people used to say, yeah, like, I could have been a professional footballer, but ended up being a bit of a party boy. And I'm like, I'm not interested in this. Like, you weren't asked to, mate. Like, stop it. Like, I'm not interested.
Yeah.
But it's like, oh, I could have done this. I could have done that. Like, fucking go and do it then.
Exactly. If you could have done it, go and do it now. It's the extent of the lie as well. Like, but do you know what? I've just realised I didn't get myself into a situationship. I found myself in one, as always, that happens. But it was to do with lies, and I actually don't know what to do with it, so you can try and advise me.
Yeah, spill the tea.
So, mentioning no names, I was at an event, I saw two men that I had known throughout just like the industry. You know, you bump into the same people over and over again. And after the event, I left, went back to my hotel, and that was that. And then one of them messaged me separately when I spoke about sexuality, saying, I'm gutted, like, you know, I've always really liked you. I would have loved to have taken you on a date. And I just didn't reply. I think I'd done the
thumbs up,
the shy thing. You should acknowledge it. I'll just like it or something. That was it. And then I seen him not long ago, and he was like, I thought you were dating women now. I'm absolutely gutted. I can't believe that you've been seeing the other guy.
No.
And I was like, are you kidding? Are you joking? Like, that has never happened. And he was like, no, I was gutted because I really wanted to take you out. And I mentioned it to him. I was like, what do you think? Shall I ask her out? Or,
no.
And he was like, no, don't go there. I've already spent time with her.
No way.
Oh, yeah.
So he's made it up?
And I really want to say, I literally want to ring the other one and go, the fuck are you talking shit for?
I would 100%
Why would you say
do
that though?
I would 100% do that.
Yeah, do you think so? But I don't like awkwardness.
I know,
but
and then it creates a drama, but it's just like,
I just think,
who else has he told that to?
And please do not make out that we've done anything that we absolutely have not. Like, I'm not okay with it.
He's got diabetes.
He has. Yeah, so it's my situationship. So you think I should confront them?
I think you should. And I think if you've got any more red flags or any other dilemmas or problems, you can hit us up in our Hot Mess hotline on 08000 224448.
Or you can email us at situationships@bbc.co.uk. We've got another drama draft to discuss. I actually love this one. I'm interested to know your thoughts.
Yeah.
So there is this forum called Tattle Life. Don't know if you've heard of it.
Yes, I have. Yes.
Yeah, do you know of it?
Yes.
Okay. So it's a lot of people in the public eye will have heard of Tattle Life at some point.
So basically Tattle Life, the guy who's made that website, he was always unidentified, but now last week his face is all over the headlines because they've figured out who he is. So that's basically the problem is, should he be called sort of responsible to all these people?
Has he spoke out on it?
I don't think he has.
Because I'm wondering if he meant it to be what it's become.
Yeah.
He might have just been trying to create an online forum.
So many opportunities to
close
shut
it down.
because this has been going on for years and years. So I think it's basically if you've got over 10,000 followers on some sort of social media handle, then you can write about that person on Tattle Life. So it's actually you're opening up. So there's lots of like micro influencers and stuff like that have been really, really affected and that probably aren't used to the wider media anyway attention, so they're actually going on and scrutinising every single comment. And people, there was someone who was from round about us. She had a huge social media presence, was doing really, really well, and the comments on Tattle Life made her close down her full account and she moved away and stuff like that because she got so invested.
Sad.
Yeah, it's horrible.
That is so sad. That's really, really sad. One of my number one rules is I don't read comments.
Yeah, so obviously after Caroline Flack, and obviously tragic what happened to Caroline, and then there was this full media campaign about how everyone should be a bit kinder to each other, especially on social media. You don't know what's happening behind the scene. Do you think it's got better since then?
I think it was a really short-lived thing, which is really, really sad. It is. I just sit and think sometimes, when is anybody actually going to take some responsibility? Mm-hmm. You know, it's not just Caroline Flack. There's lots of people in the public eye.
Yeah. People that aren't even in the public eye, let's face it. Like, there's people that get trolled at school, or even sometimes the kids show me stuff that people are writing on TikToks about kids in the school, and I'm like, what the fuck? Like, that shouldn't be happening. Do not even engage in that. And like, it's horrible. It's really, really horrible.
Before I stuff written about me, I used to look at these articles myself when I had time to actually go and buy a magazine or sit and scroll on my phone, and I would think, oh God, wow, I can't believe they've done that, or he's seeing here now, and I'd believe it all. And now I've been in that situation a couple of times where if I talk to someone, doesn't matter who they are, it could be a cat, it'll be a headline that I'm linked to that forever now, and I just think, I don't want to address every single thing because then that creates more stories. But then by not addressing things publicly when it's hateful or not true, or even if it's quite damaging, by not saying anything, then I don't know if then people believe it. But I just have to shut off. I'm quite lucky, really, really lucky with the press and with me following online that it is 9 out of 10 times really, really positive. It's just on those little times that it's not, I sit there going, am I supposed to speak up on this, or do I just leave it? And I just leave it. But one of my friends recently in the public eye, Lee Ryan, from Blue, he did address an article that was written about him that was really unnecessary. It was just unnecessary. And he did go on his social media and he explained that, you know, this is not true. The headline is pulling up things from like 20 years ago, and it wasn't just one story. They were saying lots of things, and he did talk about it and how it made him feel, and that, you know, it was not nice. And I think more than anything, it was the insensitivity of the time, and it was the day before he was talking about his wife giving birth, and I just think that's
horrible.
The person behind the computer, I know. Obviously, journalists, they're doing the job, and sometimes the media is great and we need it for profile, for publicity, all of that is amazing. But when they're writing stuff, I don't think they realise how dangerous it is and how harmful it is for someone's mental health.
Yeah.
But I've had it with me where they will, very rarely, they will get in touch and they will give you a right to reply. They'll say, we've heard of this, like usually a source that doesn't really exist. No one knows who the source is. But there's a source that has said this, can you give us any comment on it? And I will go, well, yeah, it's not true. What are you even on about? Like, I haven't even heard this. So this has happened in my life, and this is the first I'm hearing about it because I wasn't there. Yeah. It wasn't me. It actually wasn't, but fine. And then I think, okay, well, at least I've told them, so surely they'd, you know, but do it.
Kill the story.
But no, it doesn't matter. It doesn't make a difference. They will believe in the source more than they'll believe actually going to the person themselves. And it's hurtful, but then again, I think, but I get it because they need the headlines.
Yeah.
And the more I'm understanding it, with the headlines, it is literally, they will monitor on a database, like on a computer thing, who is getting clicks and how much people are staying on the page. And the more someone's interested in someone, like me a couple of weeks ago, there was a hell of a lot of press. Nothing bad, nothing negative, but there was a lot, and I did find it quite overwhelming about me doing a dating show. I found the media attention around my personal life extremely, like, almost suffocating. It was too much, it was too intense, it was too personal, and it was just going on and on and on. And they weren't saying it in a negative way, but they were doing it because there was that much interest in me and me non-existent love life. Well, that's how it works. So basically, the more headlines there is, although it's not nice sometimes, it actually means that you're really, really interested and people like reading about you. Exactly. So there's a compliment in there somewhere. If you loved Situationships with Sophie and Christine, don't forget you can enjoy more from us on BBC iPlayer and Sounds.